And if you want to share the link too, man, I can pull it up and show the link on the actual stream, which would be dope.
Share grid. I mean, not
Mm,
share grid.
shot deck.
Shot deck. Yeah,
Yep.
you gotta sign up for it.
Ah, okay, I got you.
I'll still send it to you though.
Dope.
Hold up a second. Yeah, I don't see the stream on here yet. Oh, I see it on Twitch. It just popped up.
Okay.
Oh no, it didn't. Damn, I was 10 minutes.
It should pop up in a second because I see this I see it on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, so I see it on Facebook. Let me check on YouTube real quick.
Oh shit. What's your name on Twitch? It's making me sign in. I don't know what my shit is.
Ah, what is it? It should be just Gene87.
Okay. So your last name is pronounced Gene.
Yeah. Well, it's honestly it's technically Jean, but dude,
Oh,
I
okay.
have never been like that's not my last. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not that picky, bro.
Are you Haitian?
Mm-hmm. Half Asian.
I didn't even know that.
Yep.
That makes sense. That's what's up.
All right, man. So we can go ahead and get everything rolling, man.
All right, I'm ready, bro.
Sweet. All right. So what is going on with everybody? Don't know who else tuning in just yet, but I have something super special for you guys tonight. Super excited about this. I have one of my good friends, director and editor Quinton Thomas, joining us tonight on the stream. So we're going to be just kind of talking about some tips on kind of how to be successful in film, how to be successful in strategic and in utilizing lighting. And so we're just going to, kind of have a dope convo just about this. And the reason I wanted to do this tonight, kind of switch up the format a little bit for this stream, was mainly because as some of you guys know, we've been talking and talking and talking a lot about the short film that we have coming up this weekend. And so I just kind of wanted to, kind of set the tone for that. But without any further ado, like I said, we have Mr. Quinton Thomas on here. He is a really, really good friend of mine. I can't even remember how long I've known Quinton now, but I've known this guy forever, man. So please, bro, without any further ado, man, go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Oh, appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Definitely not a director though. I wish I was.
Ah, my bad.
Uh, nah, it's all good. More so like director of photography, so like DP. Then I edit as well. Trying to learn how to be a gaffer and key grip as well. So that's it, man. In Atlanta,
Dope,
that's it.
dope. Yeah. So Quentin, man, like I know he's mad, mad humble, man, but he's seriously one of the dopest videographers that I know personally. He's been in Atlanta for a while now, but he's
Yeah,
from where, Gahanna?
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Gahanna.
So he's got roots in
That's
Central
it.
Ohio, and he's just always been an inspiration for me, man. So like, I
Dang,
forget
appreciate
when.
it, bro.
Yeah, man, that's real, man. Like I remember when we first kind of were getting into the video, coming over from the music production side,
Yeah,
and I just felt like you were like, I was like, man, how does this do? Just like your vision and just how you see, and create, has always been inspiring to me. And so that's why I wanted to bring you on tonight, man. So you can kind of give a little bit of those tips and insight, and just kind of pick your brain a little bit, man, on some of the stuff that I'm working on and that we have coming up here in the future, man. But
I
before
appreciate
we
it.
jump too far in, what I did want to do, I wanted to go ahead and just show your reel, so that way the viewers can kind of get a feel for like what you do and kind of how you put in your work, man. So I'm gonna bring this
Okay,
up here. Let's see, and of course
dope.
it ain't coming up. Of
It's
course.
so weird because like I can hear you talking, but then
Hmm.
I'm watching the stream and it's delayed, so it's just it looks weird.
That's funny. All right, so just bear with me. Let's see if we can get this popping here. All right, there we go. All right, so now this is Quentin Thomas's reel.
Yeah, that little transition was dope. You gotta show me how to use this, bro.
Oh yeah, I'll talk to you about it, man.
Cool. I'm about to start doing those like vintage breakdown joints,
Yeah.
the music videos.
Yeah, these are dope, man. Like this reel was dope. I even like how like
Thanks.
you got creative and used like the '80s like synth feel and all that, man.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
just been on that lately for some reason.
and those shots from the what is it, CS Social?
Oh, CNC. Yeah,
Yeah,
CNC
CNC.
Social House.
Those
Yeah,
shots are
that's when I.
fire.
Thanks, bro. That's when I really like got into it. Like really trying to be on some cinematography type stuff
Yeah.
because I don't know. I'll tell you some of the issues I had though.
Okay.
Um, when this is over, you can go back to some of those shots and I'll tell you what I would have done different.
Okay, dope.
But it wasn't necessarily my fault because they didn't give me enough time. So,
Got you.
but I should have been quicker. So that's still my fault.
I feel it, man. So talk to us, man. Talk to us about it.
All right. So yeah, if you go back real quick to the first shot is where you can see the lady talking. That's the owner. Her name is Joy.
Okay.
She's dope, man.
Dope.
She got like two businesses.
Mm-hmm.
The other one's like axe throwing, I think.
Oh wow.
But
Okay.
yeah, it's all in what is that place called? I can't remember. It's like close to downtown or whatever, but it's like right next to each other. So she killing shit, man. Are we allowed to cuss on here?
Yeah, yeah, man. You good? Do
Oh,
you
okay,
do
cool.
you, man? Be you.
All right, cool. But yeah, she's dope, man. So yeah, so this shot right here, um, I like this one kind of,
Mm-hmm.
but so I only had like two lights with me, so I used that Godox SL60, and
Okay.
I got it like camera left.
Got you.
It's slightly above her, the
Okay.
whole 45-degree angle,
Yep. I can
rib
see by
rake.
the light right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I had a grid on there too,
Okay.
or a crate or honeycomb, whatever you want to call it. And then I had like that cheap Young Nuo wand light,
Okay.
and I had that to kind of bring up the background a little bit.
Got you.
I actually like this shot. This is probably like my favorite.
Yeah,
Um,
this was fire.
Thanks, bro. So I actually had some Duvetine cloth too,
Okay.
off to the left so that it wouldn't spill. Because the other side of the wall is like it's not white, but it's like brown or something, and
Got you.
it was bouncing back into her face. So I just blocked that off. Um, so I don't know. That shot right there is cool. Um, Her face might be a little bit too hot, but other than that, I think it's straight.
I think it complements her skin tones. You know what I mean? Because you can tell like the some of the reflection is from the natural oils in her skin. Because you can tell. I
Yeah,
mean, a lot of time, people have a little bit more oil on their faces than they do on their actual body. But if you
right.
look like on her shoulders and her arms, and like her collarbone area there, like that light is soft and it's beautiful.
Dang, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But yeah, talk to me, man. Like how did you like? For one, I'm unfamiliar with Duvetine cloth. I understand
Oh
like
yeah,
the concept of using negative fill. So is
yeah,
that kind of that same concept that you were doing with that?
yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
So I didn't have to use a negative fill like on the if you're looking camera right on her
Mm-hmm.
face, which is
Right.
her left. Normally I would put Duvetine right there, or
Gotcha.
if it was like even lighting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I was really only getting issues from the background light, so I just used Duvetine cloth. And for people that don't know what that is, it's basically like a black cloth. That's all it is that
Gotcha.
light can't travel through, and
Gotcha.
so that blocks the light from coming back and then going back into her face. So it's just controlling the light a lot more, which is really the whole thing. Um, if you're trying to be like a gaffer or whatever, if you're a DP,
Mm-hmm.
you just gotta control the light as much as you can. That's really all it is.
Okay. So that's what honestly.
Shaping the light.
Yep, and that's really what I wanted to like kind of pick your brain about, man. Like how when you sat down and you went to actually film this segment, like
Hmm.
what was your process? Like how did you know where you wanted to place the lights? How did you even know to use the Duventine cloth, and
Right.
things like that? Like where did all that start?
Well, so originally we were shooting this outside.
Okay.
I'll send you those clips, and those clips look horrible.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, we gotta go inside. So when we went inside, I know you watched Wandering DP as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what he always says is like shoot at the L of the room. So if you look at the back, you can kind of see that wall, and
Yeah.
then you can see the other wall. So I was like, all right, I'll do that, and then use all your leading lines and stuff. So you got like, if you look at the very top, you can see like
Yep.
where the bottles are at.
Mm-hmm.
Those are lines right there. You got the lines from the wall. You got the lines from the actual bar itself. So I was like, cool, we'll just shoot it right here.
Dope.
That's really it. But yeah, man. So what I do first is I just set the camera up first,
Okay.
so I get the composition that I want, and then there's some windows like basically right in front of her,
Okay.
but we blocked those out. So what I did was just use that as motivation. So I put the
Got you.
light, camera left. That's
Okay.
really it though. That
Okay.
shot was pretty easy.
Got you. Now, do you
Yeah.
like in certain situations? Do you typically utilize the natural lighting that's in the space, or do you try to completely omit that and utilize your own lighting?
So yeah, so that's a good question. So it just depends.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's like overcast,
Okay.
like super overcast where you're not gonna see the sun,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, for sure. If it's like overcast, but then like like the sun will keep poking in and out and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I gotta block it off because then you can't control, the light at that point. So you just black out. You get some blackout curtains or something, and then
Got
you
you.
just recreate it really.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
And so,
Or if
like,
it's just straight daylight, same
mm-hmm.
thing. Just get some shears. Go to
Got
like the
you.
dollar store and get some shears. Put it on the window.
Mm-hmm.
Automatic soft light.
Yeah, that's dope. Because I know that's kind of my go-to like a lot. Like I'll utilize like curtains. Like I keep in one of my bags, with my lighting kits. Like I keep a curtain, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's just a thin cloth. You know what I mean? That I can utilize for if I'm kind of creating a book light,
Mm-hmm.
or if I'm just trying to kind of almost create like a makeshift scrim because I don't have a scrim as of yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so if I want to get a nice spread to keep it nice and soft, I'll throw that up and throw it over a C stand or something, clamp it
Yeah.
down.
That's all you have to do, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
just taking like, the best source of light is going to be the sun, obviously.
One hundred
And then,
percent.
like certain times of day, you're going to get like that super harsh
Mm-hmm.
shadows and stuff like that. And that doesn't look good.
Right.
And I know you've seen like photographers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing this too. Like when I first started,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go out noon and and take pictures. And these people have these crazy ass shadows. You know what I mean? And it just
Yep.
makes them look crazy, bro. Look like raccoons and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's really just, how can you make this light? It doesn't even really matter what light it is either.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like basically, so like the more expensive the light is,
Mm-hmm.
basically like the easier it is to use and the longer you'll be able to use it.
Really.
You'll still have like better quality light,
Mm-hmm.
but with cheaper lights, man, they'll have like a color cast to it. But like a lot of that stuff you can correct, especially with like gels and stuff. You know what I mean? Like all you got to do is just get like a light meter, and
Okay.
then one that can tell you like what the color temperature is,
Got
and
you.
then just go buy gels and then just correct it. You
Okay.
know that I mean, you know what I mean? As long as it's powerful, I think you'll be okay. And then of course, if you can shape it, that'll be fine. But yeah, man, if you use like shears and stuff, that's using the scrim. That's basically the same thing. It's just a
Yep.
different material.
That's it. That's
Um,
it. 100. Mm-hmm.
however you can make that light soft, if that's how you want it to look. You know
Got
what I
you.
mean?
Now, is there times in certain situations that you may utilize like harsh lighting?
Yeah. So like that'd be more of a like an artistic type choice, I think.
Got
So
you.
like I would say like let's say you were making like a movie where like aliens are coming or something
Mm-hmm.
and they like beam you up or whatever. Like that would be like more harsh lighting, I
Makes
think.
sense.
Or like headlights, that would be harsh lighting. Um, there's some other stuff too. It just depends, man. Really,
Yeah.
like yeah, it just depends. Because if everything's a soft light, that doesn't make any sense.
Right. Exactly. That makes sense. So how long have you been in the kind of like the videography field and gaffing and all that?
So I've been doing video since like let me think, like 2017.
Okay.
And then I was just shooting stuff, so I would never cared about lighting or anything like that.
Hmm.
Um, I started to care about lighting a little bit recently,
Okay.
like maybe like a couple years ago, and then I got COVID, and then once I got COVID, I was like, man, I gotta get better. So
Mm.
I was setting up all these little lighting, um, like setups or whatever,
Yeah.
and then I was trying to figure out like how come I can't do this how everyone else is doing it. So
Mm.
I just that's all I was doing,
Okay.
and I couldn't be around my family for like a week and some change.
Got you.
So I was just doing that, and
Just
then
practicing.
yeah, and then I started watching movies, and I'm like, all right, this is dope because I didn't really know what I wanted to do in
Hmm.
the film industry. I thought I was just gonna like do like corporate videos and stuff forever,
Got you.
which is there's nothing wrong with doing that.
Hmm.
Um, but at the same time, um, I like movies, so I wanted to get into narrative
Right.
work.
Right.
So yeah, so I started watching Warner and DP, a couple other people, and I was like, yeah, because I always cared about like the image, and that comes from being a photographer first.
Right.
Which I think that really good photographers like your boy Tom, uh, definitely should look into getting into being a DP because he can definitely do it for sure.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? So because that's what DPs try to do. They try to replicate like what's like basically like photography,
No,
and they're trying
yeah.
to put that into
Into the image,
film or
the
whatever.
video. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's
So.
that's what I love about, like, when we me and him do get to collab on like particular projects, because I mean everyone knows now, like, Tom Focus is the photo, but he's
Hmm.
still a beast behind the camera when it comes to video side, and so
Hmm.
I lean on him heavy, and I've learned so much from him just far as exposure. I really,
Yeah.
honestly, between you and him, I credit, for really like getting comfortable, with exposure and really learning how to expose my images correctly.
Yeah.
Because all of us, we all shoot Sony, or we
Hmm.
shot it at some point. And that's why I said, like, man, dude, you're such an inspiration for me, because I would sit and just watch, your videos and your edits and stuff that you would post on IG. And I'm like, man, how is he getting that, like, that crystal clean image coming out of basically the same damn camera that I have? Like, what is he doing different? And so it's just like, just watching you guys, and just like you said, man, just practicing, 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 it helps, man. It makes like the world of difference.
Right. Yeah, that's basically it. Is just practicing and then just watching stuff. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like I've been watching a lot of Snowfall.
Oh
You know what
man,
I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, like you watch that, like, and you look at those shots and you're like, all right, how are they doing that? And
Mm-hmm.
if you go out there and you try to replicate it, and that's not really stealing, that's just like inspiration or whatever. Then you can start to look at it and be like, oh, all right, that's how they did it. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yep.
And then once you start shooting, if you're shooting a short film, then you can use those same techniques. So, yeah, but like with exposure, I'm glad you talked about that. So, what a lot of people do when they first start,
Mm-hmm.
um, like let's say they're doing like a recap video or something,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they're in the club and it's dark,
Yep.
they're gonna shoot that whole thing out. If they got like a lens at 1.8, they're gonna shoot that at 1.8, which they probably they probably should because it's gonna look
Right.
horrible.
Right.
But the thing is, it's like if you're in film and you can utilize this in other types of videos,
Mm-hmm.
but some stuff you don't even need to see. You know what I mean? Like,
Got you.
so like let's say you got like a let's see, let's say like you got a scene where y'all eating at the table or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a dark scene.
Right.
Like there's no reason to expose for the shadows
Okay.
if you're not meant to see what's in the shadows.
That makes
So
sense.
like yeah, so it's like just exposing for like the highlights at that point,
Got
and
you.
it'd be surprised like how better your blacks look and stuff like that.
No, yeah,
Because
because I mean, honestly, too, just looking back at this clip here, since it's in front of us, I can tell, that that's what was done here. You know what I mean? Because obviously she's the focal point, in
hmm
this image. So it's like you expose for her, light her appropriately. You know what I mean? And then it's like you're not so much worried about like all of this being shown.
right, yeah, because you got to have like different levels, and you can control all that stuff too.
Hmm.
So like I want her, she's gonna have to be the brightest, on the screen,
Right.
because if she's not, then it's like
Missing the
You
whole
know,
point of
why?
it.
What the hell is going on here? Why is
Right.
the background lighter than she is?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Is what my goal is. I don't want people to be like, "Where's that light coming from?" You know what I
Got you.
mean?
Right, right, right. And then honestly, man, that brings me to another point that I was really wanting to pick your brain on is like I think in the realm of like film and kind of jumping into like that industry, there's
Hmm.
so many opportunities and jobs that like people just aren't aware of, and
Right.
they all hold an extreme level of importance. I think so often more than not, like we hear just the director, and that's what a lot of people like just aspire to be, but there's so much more that goes into getting that end product that makes that director get that kind of prestige, far as
Right.
like the lighting and all of that, like all of that plays into the story, and in telling a story. And so I just wanted to kind of like get your thoughts on that, like what does that look like how do you approach um lighting different situations.
Yeah, that's a good question. So I would say if I kind of go back to what the first thing you're saying,
Hmm.
uh, it depends on like so what your budget is. So if you have like enough to get a gaffer,
Hmm.
and like a grip, then ours is some people that are in film school. You know what I mean? Like they want to be grips and gaffers, and they always gonna know way more about lighting than we do. You know what I
Got
mean?
you.
Like they just that's all they do.
Right.
So and
And
then a
so
lot
real
of
quick, I
times,
don't mean to interrupt you, but I want you to
oh,
talk
you good?
too, man, about like what is a grip for one, and then what's the difference between a grip and a gaffer?
Oh, sure, yeah. So basically, um, all right. So a gaffer is like the person that's in charge of the lighting.
Okay.
So I'll start from the top. My fault.
You good? Yeah.
So you got the producer, like that's well the investors or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and the producer.
Mm-hmm.
They're the boss. So you got a hierarchy. You know what I mean? So you got
Right.
them, and then up under them. And I'm just strictly talking about like film, and I'm not gonna talk about like art and set dressers and stuff like that because
Got you.
I don't know anything about that.
Got you.
But so yeah, you got the director.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he answers to the producer, he or
Okay.
she, and then up under them, you got the DP. So that's what I want to do. That's what
Okay.
I do now, director of photography. So they're the ones that's like choosing the shots. A lot of the times, like if you look at like Roger Deakins or somebody like that, that's who everybody talks about.
Yep.
But if you look at him, he knows what he's doing. So like he's like, yeah, man. So I want to do a cove light or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bounce this light off this unbleached muslin, and then it's gonna wrap around. Like you can tell, like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Um, but then there's other DPs. They don't know anything about lighting at all. So, but anyway, I'll talk about that later. So yeah, so the DP will talk to the gaffer.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the gaffer is up under the DP. So the
Okay.
DP is their boss, I guess, kind of.
Got you.
So the gaffer, so he's like, all right, man. So I got this dinner scene I want to do in this diner. Um, I want it to look like it's daylight,
Mm-hmm.
like early morning, and we're gonna use like the fluorescent lights as motivation. So figure out how to do that.
Huh.
That's basically what they'll say. So the gaffer's like, all right, cool. They'll figure it out.
Okay.
Then they'll go holler at the grip. So what the grips do,
Mm-hmm.
um, the head of the grips is the key grip. So the gaffer is the head of electric.
Okay.
So the gaffer will go talk to the key grip. He's like, all right, man, he wants to do this, this, and that. Um, I can do that with the lighting. So how can we shape this light? You know, that way we don't have light spilling all over the walls and stuff like that.
Right.
How can we do that? So they're like, all right, cool, we got that. They'll figure it out like on the spot because that's how dope they are.
Huh.
So what they do, they use like they're the ones that have the fusion, the scrims, the
Got you. Okay.
floppies, um, all these different types of mounts and stuff. Like they'll have like C stands, like Gary Coleman's. That Gary Coleman is like a short C stand.
Okay.
Uh, they got like freaking Apple boxes and Beaver boards and quacker clamps. They got all that stuff. Like
Huh.
it's hard to explain like what that stuff is, but
Okay.
like bounce boards, they got all that stuff. That's what they do.
Got you.
They have like a whole truck with all that stuff in there. So electric, again, the head of electric is the gaffer.
Mm-hmm.
Electric, yeah, they'll have all the lights. So if you got like Fresnel lights, or if you need the aperture 120Ds, the 300, the 600s, they got all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like they don't have to. No one has to worry about it because they got it and they set that stuff up.
Got you.
So that's basically it. So you got, again, grips.
Okay.
They answer to the key grip,
Okay.
who answers to the DP, who answers to the director, who answers to the producer. So
Got
grip
you.
and gaffer like on the same level. They kind of on the same level as the DP though, on some real shit.
I got you.
So it's, yeah, but technically, yeah, they under the DP.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah,
So, like in a typical movie, then is it the director that comes up with the scripts and kind of puts the team together, or does that start with the producer and then it kind of flows down?
yeah,
Or
that's a good question. So I was recently on a movie.
mhm.
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to talk about it, but it's a Christmas movie. I can't say that.
Okay,
And it's a Netflix movie too.
dope.
So so how they did it,
Hmm.
uh, I'm pretty sure I can tell you this part. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't care.
Okay.
So so you have like, writers,
Hmm.
but then like, but in this situation, the director was the writer
Okay.
as well as the producer, so they both wrote it.
Got
They
you.
wrote the script. And then what they have is they have a first AD. So the first AD is first assistant director.
Okay.
So what they do a lot. Um, I can tell you what our first AD did. He did a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But basically what they do is, if you're watching like some behind the scenes stuff,
Hmm.
you're hearing like, you know, yelling out like camera, and they'll say camera speeds,
Okay.
and then, you know what I mean, and the person that's saying action and all that stuff, like
Hmm.
that's more than likely the first AD. Like
Got
basically,
you. Okay.
yeah. So the director just they're just, talking to the actors, making sure the story is going how it's supposed to go,
Got it.
and they're focused on that, the story.
The
You know what I
story.
mean?
Okay. That makes
Yeah, the first
sense.
AD doing like all the talking, pretty much.
Gotcha.
Then you got a second AD. Damn, who was this? Oh, so the second AD,
Hmm.
he was really doing that, from what I could see.
Hmm.
He was like, he was the one that was in charge of like the sides and stuff. So sides are, um, so this production lasted for 12 days.
Okay.
So we shoot, damn, I mean, we shot like 12 pages in one day,
Oh
which is
wow.
which is a lot.
Yeah.
So, but that's not the entire script. So the
Okay.
actors, they're like, all right, well, what are we shooting today?
Hmm.
And they get like a basically a smaller basically the script of what they're doing that day.
Okay.
That's what sides are. So he prints out the sides. I don't even know, man. I don't even want to disrespect that man. So I'm just gonna. It's just it's a lot of stuff he was doing. I just don't know exactly what it was.
Got you. I
So
got you.
second aid, yeah. So then you have a script supervisor. Script supervisor. They're looking for like continuity stuff. So
Mm.
like, if you had like a handkerchief in your pocket
Hmm.
and it was red, and then you come back and it's gone, they like, yo, you gotta put that back in there. They do
Gotcha.
that. They do some. They have like mad notes. Like they gotta talk to like the camera ops and the DP, and they're
Hmm.
like, yeah. So what was the ISO you shot this at? What was the T stop? What was basically everything about the, like how they shot it? They have to get that, the file name, all that stuff. They take a
Wow.
bunch of notes. Yeah, they take a bunch of notes every single take. That's what they do. So they're extremely important too.
That's
And the girl
crazy.
that was the script supervisor, she was a beast.
Hmm.
But she's also an aspiring director too. And that's one thing when you get on set,
Hmm.
I mean, you might get on set as a script supervisor, or a PA or something,
Hmm.
but these people are also directors, are their DPs, are their grips, are gaffers. Like grips will be on there, and they're really like, yeah, I want to really be a DP, but they
Hmm.
gotta get in how they get in. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see that. That makes sense.
So, who else we got that was behind that monitor? Producer. They're basically making sure everything goes correctly.
Got it.
You know,
Stays on
everything.
budget too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that. And then, yeah, I don't know. I can't even remember what you asked me, but
I was trying
yeah,
to think myself. No, I
yeah,
mean,
basically.
but that's dope, man. Because I mean, that I feel like it's really just scratching the surface as far as just some of the opportunities that are available, just
Oh
on like
yeah,
a
yeah.
standard film set. You know.
Right. So yeah, so I was telling a lot of those people there,
Hmm.
they were all like young too, like way younger.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, it was dope. Um, and I didn't see a lot of like us there.
Okay,
But there was a good amount though, but the majority wasn't. No,
got you.
I don't. I wouldn't even really say that though. It was probably even. But I was
Okay.
talking to one of my boys. He's a grip,
Hmm.
and that's what we were talking about.
Hmm.
And I was like, dude, I didn't know until recently that these were options. There's like so many different jobs that you can have. Like when they're shooting a movie, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like again, you can come in. You have to learn, but learn how to be a grip. Like what grips do. Again, they're shaping the light. So you could be. They'll set up a scene,
Hmm.
and it could be just something simple, like oh, we're at the dining room table or something like that where what they were doing, they had like a 600D.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not gonna talk about that. But they had a light and they were bouncing it off the ceiling,
Okay.
to like kind of pull up the ambience.
Huh.
And then they had another light and they used that as motivating light, as you know how you have like that light above the table
Right.
or whatever.
Yep.
That's what they did. So they used like two lights. But sometimes they might want to bounce the light off like a B board or bounce board or whatever,
Hmm.
and then the grips will set that bounce board up. So they'll have a C stand, or they might have a combo stand, maybe. And then they'll have like a quacker clamp. You have to like Google that. It's hard to, it holds the bounce board.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you shoot the light into that, and then it bounces off of that,
Hmm.
creates a bigger source of light, and then softer or whatever. So they'll do that. And then after that, they done. You know what I mean? So yeah, they could be doing that same scene for like 2 hours, and they just chilling.
Oh
Like there's
wow.
literally nothing for them to do. They
Right.
can just
So after they get the light set where it needs to be, it's pretty much a wrap for them
yeah,
until the next scene.
right. Or if they're doing like more coverage. So let's say like the first shot is a wide shot, which you should probably always do first because that's the hardest to get.
Okay.
And once you get that, then you can start cheating. So you get that nice wide shot, and then you want to show the coverage. So let's say there's three people in the dining room talking. You might want to have like a medium shot or close up of them talking. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Right.
So that would be, again, you can cheat. So you can start moving the lights in
Okay.
and making it more softer because you can't really tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
You can
makes
only tell
sense.
when you start looking. It's like, all right, so this first shot right here, it wasn't as soft as the actual close up. But no one's
Ah,
no one's gonna really do that though. But that, yeah,
got you.
that happens all the time. But um, yeah, so they might have to move some stuff. Again, they might not want light, like the key light. They might not want that all over the wall, so they take a flag and block that so that it's not on the wall. Um, but then they do that and they're done.
Huh.
And they're chilling.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Until the
That is
next scene.
crazy.
Yeah. So that's not really. I'm not even gonna say that's not a hard job because it definitely is.
Hmm.
But it's just really just a matter of if you're in Columbus, there's tons of people. If you go on backstage.com,
Hmm.
I guarantee that there's tons of movies on there, being shot, short films. You might not even get paid, but go on there and like, yeah, man, I want to like be a grip, just be like one of the grips, and
Hmm.
then hopefully one of like the key grip or the other grips, they can tell you like, all right, this is what you got to do, and you can just learn, and then you know whenever something comes there, then they might be brought in as a key grip, and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring Justin in, man, because he did a good job and I like him, and that's more money for you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I don't know exactly how much they were making, but uh, let's just say like you can make like 300 and up. a day for being a grip, and then you'll make a little bit more for being a key grip. Again, that's they're telling the grips what to do, and then
Got you.
again, electric, same thing, setting up lights.
Mm-hmm.
They set them lights up, they done until it's they gotta go
To the
do
next
their
scene.
thing again.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing with the gaffer. So it's literally the same. Only people that's constantly working is like the camera op, like the camera team. They're always working,
Yeah. Non-stop.
always. Yeah, even in that too. Like
Yeah.
some people that was on the production that I was a part of,
Mm-hmm.
they have like a first AC, which is a first assistant camera.
Okay.
They normally they have a pull focus for
Got it.
the
Yep.
the camera operator. So not everybody can do that. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
gotta be
that's a
good.
skill.
Right. But if you want to be like a second AC, what they're doing is they're the people that have like the slate. You
Oh,
know what I
okay.
mean?
Got you.
They got the slate, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, we need a battery swap or something." They'll go and get the battery, or they need a
The lenses
lens
too, right?
swap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they do that. They got a camera log. They got to fill that out. A lot of like little stuff, but pretty much anybody can do that. You know what I
Got you.
mean?
I got you.
So that's another way to get on set. And if you're good at it, man, like people recognize that, and then you can get on the next set, and they making some decent money too, and they probably making like 3, 4 a
Damn.
day,
That's crazy.
something like that. It just depends on the budget of the film, but
Right.
yeah, you can make some money. But those are like kind of like the easiest ways to get on there. You ain't gonna be able to just jump in there and be the DP. Like that didn't make any sense.
Right. You got
Unless,
to put the work in.
right, unless it's like a low budget film, you know what I mean? But
Got you.
hey, you ain't gonna be able to be no DP of no Marvel film. That's just not gonna happen. Not
That's-
now.
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. But it's all like networking too, man. So like what I did, I made sure I talked to everybody.
Hmm.
Uh, I didn't really. Nah, yeah, I talked to everybody. So because they're all always working, like they all do this stuff full time. So
Right. Right.
I did behind the scenes. I didn't say that. So
Okay.
I was basically the lowest person on the totem pole in the camera department, but I didn't have to answer anybody, so that was dope.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
that's also, man, like I found for me, that's why I love doing BTS for people,
hmm
because you can, it's such an opportunity to learn, because not only are you immersing yourself fully, especially if you're good at shooting and capturing the BTS, you're right there in the mix of everything. So you can
exactly,
get a point of view from the gaffers, get a point of view from the grips, the director, so on and so forth. And then when you go and you sit and start to edit all of that, you're revisiting all of that again. So I
yep,
think that's a huge, huge opportunity, for people to just kind of immerse themselves and just kind of get familiar with the environment. You know what I mean? Because I know I haven't personally, just on the necessity we've done stuff for, they get to be chaotic. You know what I mean? And
hmm
so it can be a lot going on, but just to have that kind of familiarity, ahead of time, I think is dope. I feel like that probably sets you apart.
yeah. And then like too, with me, I'm trying to have it to the point where I have no ego at all.
Mm.
So, but I have a small ego. So, so I just straight ask. And a lot
Yeah.
of people they just be embarrassed because they're sitting there talking. They have like their own lingo and stuff,
Okay.
talking about like floppies and stuff like that. I was like, I don't even know what that is. I'll just ask.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, it's just basically it's a flag. I know what a flag is. It's
Yeah.
a flag, but it has like a extra piece of cloth that you can flop down,
Mm-hmm.
and then like now um, it's like a 3x4, I think, or
Got you.
3x2. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the ratio is, but it's bigger or whatever. So um, just a lot of stuff they were doing. I didn't know why they were doing it. Like we were shooting outside. It was an exterior shot,
Mm-hmm.
and they had the DP. He was shooting. He was setting up a shot, and they had a floppy over him. I'm like, why the hell are they doing that?
Right.
But then I thought about it, and then I asked. They was like, yeah, they do that because they can't see the screen. So if you put a floppy over them,
Mm-hmm.
which is black, then they'll be in shade. Now they can see the screen. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Huh.
Yeah, it's dope. You should try that when you're shooting outside. If you got a floppy, of course.
Yeah. I
Um,
know I've shot like in kind of direct sunlight. I've kind of utilized some screens and stuff like that. They help. I haven't typically, man, if I'm shooting outside, I'm normally like by myself. I try to kind of limit, the equipment and stuff that I have. But I
Yeah,
do have a film that we're working on that'll be shot in the summer. That's definitely we're gonna have to, play around and
yeah,
pick up a few more items, man, just to make sure we're able to get the lighting and stuff where we want it.
man. I'll give you a secret too. Are you? What are you shooting it on?
Far as like the camera,
Yeah.
it'll be with the Sony's.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So Sony, which ones?
A64, A65, and then probably A7R3s.
Oh, okay, cool. So all those are 8-bit, right?
Yep.
And people will try to, shit on 8-bit cameras.
Yep.
The only thing is all you gotta do, bro,
hmm
is shoot that shit at golden hour, bro. That's all you gotta do.
Huh. That's a good point.
Yeah, because then, once you start messing, even though I know you're probably shooting what, S-Log 3?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So you get more dynamic range,
hmm
but that's like the image is gonna start breaking down. So you could get like you can rent this stuff too. Get like I don't know what kind of shot it is, but
hmm
like if it's like something where they're not really moving, because there's
hmm
not much you can do outside. Like it just is what it is.
Right. Exactly.
But you can get like some scrims, so you can get like a freaking 12 by 12.
hmm
You get one of those. You can rent that for cheap on ShareGrid.
Okay.
If you need to do that, make that some nice soft light.
Yep.
That way you can and then just keep angling it as the sun moves.
I got
That
you.
way the shadows will stay the same.
Got you.
Um, yeah, I mean, really just that. But if you like really, man, the secret with even because I shoot with the Black Magic,
hmm
that's 12-bit, but at the same time, like it's not no airy or anything like that where you can shoot whenever you want.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It has crazy dynamic range. So yeah, just shoot at golden hour, bro. Shoot at golden hour. Mostly you'll be straight.
That's dope. Now, what are your thoughts on utilizing ND filters to help with like exposure and adjusting lighting?
I think indie filters are dope.
Yeah.
So um, I would always say always use them whenever you can. So
Okay.
let's for an instance, so if you're doing like an interview,
hmm
you can like open up that window, um, and then you can probably put your light on 100, and you can get like a um, I don't know the numbers for the ND filters because I use variable ND filters, which is
Same.
so
Yeah.
not supposed to be good, but
Really?
you know,
Says who?
yeah, because I guess with the whole X pattern thing, but I got a matte box
uh
too now, so I'm about to just
okay.
like use that.
I got
But
you.
yeah, it is what it is. If it looks good, it looks good. But
Right.
yeah, you can probably like what I mean, you can open up the window, then you can see out the window
hmm
like clearly, and then you can still have your your subject lit properly, and you can't do that without an ND filter. It's just not possible
Right.
because you either have to expose for the window, which no one's going to do that because if you do that, then the subject's going to be dark as hell.
Right.
Or you
Exactly.
expose, yep, or you expose for the subject, which is the right thing to do, but then that window is going to be white.
Way blown out. Yeah. I had a
Yeah,
situation like that.
right. So I mean, shoot, everybody has, man. It is
Yeah.
what it is. But yeah, ND filters are dope. Kind of makes it look a little bit more cinematic too.
No, it does, man. I love the look because I have the Polar Pro, the Peter McKinnon, the new ones
Yeah,
that just came out. Mad expensive as hell, but I absolutely love the that filter, man. Like it. I mean, I go from 2 to 5 stops, without ever have to make any camera adjustments. You know what I mean? Like if I get my ISO where I want it, and I have my my f stop where I want it, and if I need to introduce or take away some light, it's just a simple turn. I think that it's that's sweet.
where yeah, I mean it's a good tool to have. I think anybody that shoots should definitely have ND filters.
That's dope.
You
So
know.
so I wanted to pick your brain more, man, about like your reel here, because we're talking about like lighting and using and shaping the light, like
Hmm.
like this even this next clip here, you should be able to see it by now. You got the gentleman looks like he's sitting on a chair,
Oh
and
yeah.
I think this is fire, you know, because one of the big things, like, especially when I'm doing interview style stuff, you know, similar to this, is I always look for how can I create separation from my subject, from my background,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, obviously just adjusting the exposure and everything. And so, what I like how you did this here, you're using, it looks like some sort of lighting that was in the space as a practical,
Mm-hmm.
and I can see slightly, you know, the grid here in the glasses. So it looks like you have, you know, one light kind of slightly above, kind of off to what would be his left side slightly.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's exactly what I did. So, um, I don't. I like this shot, but I don't like that practical. So what I
got
would
you.
have, if I would have been able to, been thinking about this because I
Hmm.
didn't even know I was shooting any of this stuff. I still would have turned it on, but I would have had a dimmer because that is
Got it.
way too bright, bro.
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
see that.
and then the grid in his lights, I mean the grid in his glasses rather,
Yeah,
that's really not good either. So I didn't see that until after. So I would have
got you,
raised that up a little bit so that you can't see that,
got you.
and then just angled it a little bit more. But he's only on the screen for a few moments, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Um,
definitely.
but that's it. I just use again that window right there as motivation
Hmm.
to use white light um, instead of tungsten. So
Right, I see.
I got a secret though from my homeboy who's a gaffer.
Okay.
If you're like filming like African American people,
Hmm.
black people, it's best to use like tungsten light, like soft tungsten light. Like it just looks better for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, so try that next time.
No, I definitely want to try that.
Yeah, tungsten lighting is dope, bro. People don't mess with it for some reason.
I honestly, I have shied away from it and shied away from it, but I was just talking to Tom, like I want to pick up some gels to kind of start introducing, you know, more, you know, color temperature and stuff like that.
Yeah, bro, you should like I was telling you before. I picked up a Airy 650,
Hmm.
which is a Fresnel
Okay.
HMI light,
Hmm.
and it's tungsten.
Oh,
That
okay.
shit's this shit's dope, bro. And all you
Yeah.
gotta do, if you wanted to make it, daylight,
Hmm.
just go get you a CTB, which
Yep.
is a gel,
Hmm.
like the half CTB,
Okay.
and then yeah, it'll be 5600K.
That's crazy.
That's all you gotta do. But you gotta get a C stand and put it in front of it, otherwise it's gonna melt.
Oh, okay. I
But
got you. I got you.
yeah, so that's the downside to those, those HMI lights. They get hot,
Real hot. I got you.
but you can get them for cheap, man. I got it for like $200, I think. That light is bright,
Damn.
man. I love that light.
That's crazy.
I can't wait to use it. So
That's what's up. Now,
yeah, bro.
when it comes to like your images and stuff, man, do you utilize diffusion filters, anything like that at all?
Nah. Oh yeah, yeah. My bad. I'm just getting ready to lie to you.
Because I was gonna say on this
I
this
don't.
image,
I
man,
did.
it looked like you had some like a diffusion filter on.
Yeah, I used a black pro mist.
Yep. Okay, I could tell, man. Because just the kind of that soft, like, because if you didn't, I could. This would be
Yeah,
incredibly harsh, especially like it would spread more over here.
yeah, yeah. It would have been horrible, bro. So I got lucky with that, but um, yeah, yeah. I definitely use that black pro mist. I don't use it all the time. Like when I
Mm-hmm.
was doing behind the scenes
Mm-hmm.
for that movie, I didn't use it at all.
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't want that stuff. They just want that stuff to just look normal.
Normal, right? Yeah, straight.
Yeah.
I got you.
So yeah, man, use some the diffusion filters, man.
Cause the
If
reason I brought that up, man, because you know I'm looking at it and I'm thinking from like a budget standpoint. You know, I don't have this massive budget, but I have this massive, or I have just this idea. We'll keep it in normal terms.
mm,
But you know, I want to create, you know, and I want it to look as good as it possibly can, but I don't have that kind of, you know, money to invest in crazy lights and all this and that. You know,
right,
like what would be your approach to a situation like that?
man. Um, dang, that's a good question. So you don't have no lights, and then there's no budget either.
So let me say this. I have I'm just trying to make use of what I have. Like what would you like what would be some tools, you know, that you would just recommend like that are must haves? Like if you have someone they have a little bit of money to put towards it, but they don't have like a ton of money.
I would say so. If you're just like starting off or whatever,
Hmm.
I would say spend all your money on lights first.
Got you.
Yeah. Um, but if you go to the YouTube channel, Pony Smasher,
Hmm.
check that dude out. He made a he made a light out of a IKEA trash can, some tinfoil, and like one of those bulbs or whatever, like those big LED bulbs.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he used that, and he's like he directed Shazam. He didn't use that lighting for that, obviously,
yeah. Yeah.
but he shows you how to, like, if you ain't got money like that,
Right.
but you still want to get like a good look, he'll show you how to do it. So
Got you.
Pony Smasher on YouTube. David
Got you.
F. Sandberg is a beast, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you just, I don't know what kind of lights you have currently. I know you have like more than I do,
I
but
have all Godox, man. I got the Godox 150 VL, the Godox SL 60, and like I said, I have the
mhm.
TL 60. So I mean, I have a
Dang,
basic lighting setup. I'm honestly I'm asking like more like in general. Um, I'm trying to think, just because like I know like you just said like with the Pony Smasher guy, because I mean when before I accumulated all these different lights, I guess my understanding of lighting just wasn't there. You know what I mean? Because I see
mhm.
people that will replicate, you know, some of the higher end lights with cheap lighting. You know what I mean? But if you can
Right,
use it, position it, the right way, there's other things that you can do. You know what I mean? To kind of give that same feel. Obviously, your higher end lights are gonna have more advantages, more durability, more portability, more control. But I don't feel like you always have to have, this massive budget to still get a good clean image.
yeah. Another thing too, if you got like, again, a couple dollars,
Hmm.
I would always just say rent that stuff.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have to go out and buy like an Aperture 600D.
Yeah,
That
it's gonna
light is
break your
dope as
bank.
hell. Yeah, I think that's like 1800. I think.
Yeah, man, it's not cheap.
Yeah,
Not cheap. And then that's still honestly on a pro scale, that's considered low end.
yeah, it is because they don't really use that stuff on set like that.
No,
Um, but sometimes they do.
that's dope.
Um, yeah, it's a dope light. But yeah, I would say also, you know, try to meet some gaffers, dog, because they can. If you like, all right, man, if you tell them like the setup that you have, what you just told me,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, and you know what kind of shots you want, and you can give them like a picture,
Mm-hmm.
they can tell you how to light it with the lights you have.
That's dope.
Yeah, and like I said, I know I met like four or five of them, and I can link you up with them if you want.
Definitely.
Um, yeah, and they're obsessed with lighting, bro.
That's
So
dope.
yeah, they're dope. So yeah, it's just really like, I don't know what film schools are in Columbus, but um,
There's several up here, and there's
yeah,
starting to be more, man, because it's becoming like a thing, now. So just seeing a lot more production, seeing a lot more opportunities, really.
yeah, yeah, just hit up one of them, man,
Yeah,
because they know, bro.
that's
Like
dope.
they know how to light, and they'll just figure it out quick.
That's dope.
Yeah, man.
That's dope.
So yeah, man, rent that stuff. Um, you know, and then if you're charging somebody, if they want you to be the DP
Mm-hmm.
of their short film, but you ain't got no gaffer, no grip, you are the gaffer and the grip,
Mm-hmm.
which will be most of the time, especially starting off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh shit, my wife's calling me.
You're good.
Uh, I'll just text her. But anyway, um, you'll have to make sure um, that you just rent that stuff. You know what I mean? And just add it onto whatever you're charging them. So if you're charging them like, I don't know, $300 to do whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know, be like, all right, I'm cool with having 200. I'm like, all right, I
Got
might
you.
be able to get some freaking tubes, tube lights,
Mm-hmm.
or get like, maybe even Godox SL60.
Yep.
I'm sure those are all over Share Grid, and I'm sure they're like super cheap on there. So
Mm-hmm.
that's really it, man. Making sure you like the scene or shoot everything outside at golden hour,
That's dope, man.
and
That's
just do
dope.
that.
That's dope, man. So That's pretty much all I had, bro. I wanted to, like I said, I just wanted to pick your brain when it comes to like lighting and just some of the stuff that you've been working on, some of the stuff that you've done in the past. Because I mean, I didn't even go down some of the projects that you have worked on that you can speak on, and some of the stuff that you people that you've connected with. Ray Jr. being one of them, and the
Oh yeah, shout out to
documentary. Yeah, man, want
yeah.
to definitely
I did
shout
a
him out.
lot of stuff with Ray Jr. Shout out to Ray Jr. Man.
Yep,
He's got like some other movies he's doing too.
dope.
I didn't shoot those.
Okay,
But he's doing like another documentary, and I'm helping him with that.
that's dope.
Yeah, that right there was dope doing that. But
Yeah,
see, that was at that time, like I didn't know what I wanted to do like that, so
right.
I'll just do like other stuff. Like I shoot with Zoe all the time.
Hmm.
Um, I like doing that because he's got me like a lot of credits and stuff.
That's dope.
But yeah, I just recently got into like narrative stuff, so I'm helping my dude Chris. He's got a movie he's doing. It's called K187.
Okay,
Um, yeah, so we're shooting that, and I'm DPing that.
dope,
So
dope.
I'm choosing the shots and stuff.
That's dope.
So yeah, that and just some other like little stuff. Like I'm trying to, cause I don't write. I mean, I'm not really good at it
Hmm.
like that. So um, I met like some writers and stuff on that set. And they helped me do this short story. I'll tell you about it like after this is over with.
Okay, dope.
But it should be cool, man. But I think you were going to talk about your film that you were going to do
Yeah, man, I'm gonna
too.
cover it. I'll cover it briefly, just because unfortunately I couldn't get all the pictures loaded up to be able to kind of show you. Because what I was gonna
Mm-hmm.
add, what I was actually planning on doing, what I was gonna show you, just some of the shots, and just kind of pick your brain on see like what you would do in your approach to lighting it. Just out of curiosity. For this one, this short film, for the first time, it won't just be me and Tom doing everything. We
Mm-hmm.
have a couple other people that are going to be helping us out, like on the like kind of behind the scenes stuff. So Tom
Nice.
and I are going to be acting as a camera ops, director, DP, whatever, and we're going to have some assistance with lighting, and then kind of some other pieces there. But yeah, man. So, like, what is your approach like to dealing with fluorescent lighting? Is there anything in particular that you've come across?
Um, yeah, I've seen people use like those Kino flow lights.
Okay.
That's pretty dope. But just straight fluorescent lighting like will be that was already there.
Yep.
Sometimes it looks good,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like it is coming from the top.
Right.
So you'll get
Yep.
like top lighting and people will have like raccoon eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what people usually do is again, they use that as motivation. So you can use like those, I don't know what the budget is if you can rent stuff, but I would strongly suggest getting like some Asteria tubes,
Okay.
renting those, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and then turn off those lights,
And then
and
utilize the
just
tubes.
yeah, because those tubes are gonna be it's just a better quality light and it's soft too.
Right.
Because people use those for like key lights too, which is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. It is.
So I would say yeah, use that. If you can't, then I don't know, bro.
So, I mean, I like the idea that you were saying how kind of using it as motivational
Mm-hmm,
lighting. So what if you kind of you know obviously you get that shine down, but then you kind of maybe set up like a bounce, because the scene that I'm thinking of is a hallway scene.
mm-hmm.
Because and this may help too. I'll give you some background of the film. So the film is a psychological thriller. Okay, so
Oh, dope.
yeah, so you have a young lady that comes in, and there's some stuff that happens, but there's a couple scenes that take place like in this hallway corridor.
Right.
And I know, did you by chance did you see the last one that we did, like
Yeah.
Studio 329?
Yeah, I saw it. The dude in the elevator.
Yep. So that
Yeah.
was that was last year, you know what I mean, our attempt at it. And so this year, like, we just want to really kind of take it to another level, and obviously just have so much more of an understanding on just basic lighting in general.
Mm-hmm.
um, but I'm thinking, if I were to bounce the light, to kind of add more of a feel, far as to eliminate some of the raccoon eyes, if it would kind of give that same effect, or if it would even make sense to leave the lighting how it is and maybe introduce some fog.
That's a good point. Um, so what I would do, all right, let me think. So in the hallway, is
Hmm.
there any moving going on, like any tracking shots?
So on the final scene, there is, yes.
Okay. So again, like I was saying previous,
Hmm.
the hardest shot is to get that wide shot.
Yep.
So what I would do is still, let me think. You said you got the those Godox lights, right?
Yep. I just got one though. I only got the one.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. So even if you use that,
Okay.
you could bounce the light, but if it's a wide shot, you can't bounce it because you're gonna be able to
You're
see
gonna
it.
see the bounce. Yeah.
So what you could do if it's a wide, leave it how it is,
Hmm.
and or since it's like a thriller,
Hmm.
whoever like the antagonist is,
Hmm.
that person can have you can make them have raccoon eyes if you want because they're supposed to be evil anyway.
Right, and that's what I was thinking, because like that the final scene where there is a little bit of motion, the young lady is coming down that hallway, and she's kind of
Hmm.
having like a mental collapse, and she's coming to realization about something that has transpired. And so my logic was, ideally, like what would be taking place visually is you're showing her, and then there's a lot of dramatic, like kind of intense cut scenes where it cuts to the previous film and some of the stuff that's going on there. And it's kind of like she's having this kind of mental breakdown and she's seeing all this stuff kind of in her head. And so that's why I'm thinking, like, far as the camera, I would double diffuse the camera, like use stack my filters. So I've
Yeah,
used two, black pro mist filters to kind of give some soft halation, almost like a dreamy like feel. And
yeah,
then I was thinking if we introduce the fog, it would kind of add more to that ambiance. And then
yeah,
that's what I'm thinking, maybe the fog would allow to, because we know that the fog picks up the light and it'll kind of carry it slightly. And I'm thinking
yeah,
maybe that will provide more of the feel that I'm looking for.
yeah. It would. So like also you'll get like more separation too.
Okay.
So I would use haze instead of fog.
Okay.
Because haze is like a different, I don't know, substance or whatever.
Gotcha.
But it stays. I don't know. It's weird. Like that's diffusion too. But like when you're looking at movies and you're seeing like those God rays and stuff,
Yep.
like that's mostly haze. See, like
Got it.
fog is like I think it might be thicker or something,
It
but it
is.
just it looks different.
Yep. It's more
You know what I mean?
dense. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. You could still use fog and then just waft it around
Hmm.
because fog is cheaper.
Way
But
cheaper.
yeah, so I don't know. You could use whatever, but yeah, you can double diffuse. That would be dope.
Okay.
Um, what's your like? Do you have like a color palette that you're using?
To be honest, I haven't decided what the color palette is going to be. I know I know Tom is not a fan of constantly using cold tones on horror films and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
my guess is he's probably going to want to mix that up a little bit. I'm not married to any idea personally. I
What color?
just go ahead.
What color is the hallway?
The hallway is
Like
kind of
the
like a
paint?
grungy-ish, creamish yellow.
Okay, good. Yeah, stay away from white because then that's when you gonna be in some trouble because that's when the light starts bouncing around everywhere.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's dope. So then even if you use that
Hmm.
and then like, all right, what color do you want the protagonist to wear? You know what I mean? And then kind of
Right.
go off of that.
I got you. That's a good point.
Because that'd be fire. Um, just
Because
a little bit of color, like, and then that way you can set the tone for the movie.
makes sense.
And
Yeah.
then, yeah, um, yeah, definitely use haze or fog or whatever.
Okay.
You could probably definitely still use like the lights. And then whenever there's a close up, again, you can cheat. So you can just bring them, get you like literally use your Godox
Hmm.
and then just try to match it with the fluorescent lights as best as you
Ah.
can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, then you can make it soft if you got a close up.
Got you. That's great. That's
Yeah,
genius, man.
Thanks, man. Then just yeah, just that's yeah. Close ups you can cheat. Closer you get, the more you can cheat.
Got you.
Basically, yeah. A lot of people just think, oh, you just leave the lights in the same place. Nah, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Huh.
So,
Because my other idea too that I was thinking, man, is like utilizing the Godox TL60 that too to kind of introduce some color on some of
mm-hmm,
those scenes. You know what I mean? Like where the kind of protagonist. Because there's another scene I'll tell you about that I'm trying to kind of wrap my head around as well. There's a scene in a closet where there's a body that's found, and like some of these like scenes where you know our main character comes across
mm-hmm.
something. I want it to be kind of like startling, like grabbing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I was toying with the idea of introducing color, kind of almost like I want to say Stanley Kubrick.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I'm not again I'm not married to the idea, and I'm just I'm curious how it'll look and add to the feel of the film.
That sounds dope to me.
Yeah.
Um, I would definitely try it out. Because you're gonna be, you know, what I mean, you're gonna be choosing the shots before you even shoot it anyway.
Yep.
So I would definitely try it out. Like if y'all could find like some type of basic color palette, and then you
Hmm.
can still go outside of that. Um, but if you stick with that, and then yeah, if you start introducing color and stuff, I think that'd be fire. That'll
Dope.
set you apart from other, uh, films that are like that.
Hmm.
And also, what I do to get ideas for this for shots, because again, I can't really write like that.
Hmm.
I go on Vimeo, bro.
Huh.
I go
Okay.
on there, yeah, because a lot of people they just have short stories on there. I'm pretty sure they have a horror section on there.
Okay.
And then man, like yeah, Pony Smasher, that he's on there too. David F. Sandberg is his real name.
Yep.
He's on Vimeo and he's got like some horror films on there that him and his wife do. I can't remember the other Annabelle. I think they did Annabelle
Yeah.
too.
Annabelle. Yep. They sure did.
Yeah, like so.
And then there
If
was
y'all,
another one he was known for. Get Out, was it?
nah, that's
Lights Out. Lights Out. Lights Out. Lights
yeah,
Out.
Lights Out.
Lights Out.
Yeah, yeah, that dude gets it in, bro.
Yeah. No,
He's dope.
he's dope, man. He's super dope. He's super dope. Cause I know I don't know if it's gonna happen before we actually start filming, but I intended because we have a bunch of PVC pipe, and I was gonna actually make like or try to replicate his little dolly
Yeah,
system that he made, man. So I don't know if it's gonna happen. I did buy some wheels and all that. It's
that's
just
dope.
yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have the time to sit and try to tinker with putting it all together the way I kind of wanted it. But
See, what I would do with that,
hmm.
um, I would try to make a Dana dolly with that too. You ever
Okay.
use that? You ever use a Dana dolly before?
Mm-mm, I'm unfamiliar.
So it's like kind of like that dolly you were talking about with like
Okay.
the track.
Hmm.
Instead, like the track is elevated, and then you have like a board with like a
Oh, I
yeah. So
think I know what
you
you're
can
talking about.
it's
You
like a
can,
slider, same thing as a slider except it's
yeah,
manual.
got
But
it. Cause I seen there's a clip circulating. I forget who shot it, but there's a new video with Lil Wayne where he's on a contraption like that, where they actually put the artist like on there, and then they had the dolly set up like in front of the artist, and so it gives like a unique feel, because the artist is not moving, but the background is moving. It's dope.
yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. So you're talking about the what is it called? Damn, what is that called? Not parallax. Is that what it's called?
Oh, you're talking about not the dolly zoom.
Yeah, dolly zoom. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
talking about that. I don't know. I
No,
gotta see what you're talking about.
it's
But
it's just a clip where this basically that dolly setup that you're talking about.
mhm.
Like they had that on massive wheels, and he had it on a track system. But then there was another platform that they had in front of that system that it was just for like the artist or the talent.
Oh snap.
Yeah, so it's like as they move, the camera is moving the artist or the talent as well. So they're not moving; everything is static. But the camera, you see in camera movement, and it gives a dope effect. But it's the same like dolly system that you're talking about. It just added
Gotcha.
an extra piece, and I like that because I think honest. The Shining. The Shining did the same thing. There's the
Yeah.
clips when the wife is walking down the hall, and not the and it's just like it's, I don't know, it gives like kind of a real unique feel to it, man, because it's super still, you know what I mean? It's almost like it's a gimbal movement, you know, where it's walking backwards, but it's just measured.
Hmm. Yeah, I check that out.
Yeah. But
Fire.
yeah. But yeah, man. That was all I had for you, bro. Like I said, man, I just wanted to
Thank you, man.
pick your brain, man. I appreciate you hopping on here and dropping some insights and stuff on us, man.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me, bro. Let me
Most
know when I can come back.
most definitely, bro. Yeah, we definitely gotta have you back on. Like I think once we actually start we go to release the film, man, maybe have you go on and talk about it. You know, we can go over the shots and all that kind of stuff. But definitely want to have you back on here, man. We got to get your face
Cool.
up here next time.
Oh yeah, I got you. I got the freaking A10 Mini too.
I know, man. I know. You could have had
Yeah.
like 4 cameras over there set up.
Right. Dang. Cool, man. But
But
yeah,
yeah, man.
for sure. But yeah, if you need any help, just let me know. If I can't answer it, I'll ask somebody that knows what they're doing.
That's a bet, bro. Do you
Yeah.
have anything you want to close out on?
Nah, man. Um, yeah. If you want a DP, man, shoot a lot of music videos. That'll make you get better quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Cause I know I strayed away from the music videos, man. But
Me too.
I've been contemplating jumping back into that ship a little bit. But
Yeah, man. You can get it's good practice because I'm pretty sure people are still asking you. Do
every
these
every
YouTube
blue
videos.
moon, every blue moon, I got one possibly that's coming up soon. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. See, people ask me all the time.
Yeah.
So
That's what's up.
I just started saying, all right, cool. And
Yeah.
then, if they don't have no idea, then it's like, cool, I can figure out everything I want to do.
Yep.
Ain't never a story with it anyway. So
Yeah.
then, it's like, cool, I can, just like on the reel, like the first couple shots, like that whole thing was my idea.
That's dope.
And my neighbor helped too.
Okay.
He had like some shots as well. But yeah, I was like, cool, I want to use these tungsten lights motivation and then just roll with that for the whole video.
That's dope. So you started like your plan for that? Was it, did it start with the shot or start with the lighting?
So that video was supposed to be shot somewhere else,
Really?
but we ended up shooting that at CNC Social House. So then I had to pretty much just do like a run and gun situation.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't choose any of them shots. I just thought of it, and then as we got closer, I moved them lights up. So yeah.
That's crazy. And so I'm just putting it back up here. So like all of these are just kind of shot on the fly, kind of spurred a moment.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That right there. That's at CNC Social House.
Got you.
So it's like, all right, I know I want to, and he wanted to do like a dirty angle too.
Got you.
My neighbor, he came up with that, but I was like, yeah, I gotta give it like some type of like, over the top type video. I mean,
Yeah.
well, shot. I mean, rather. So it was like we just use that, and then I actually shot that with the A7 III. That shot because I didn't want to put my, the 4K up there.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
I'm
too,
with
it's
you.
too heavy.
I'm
It's
with
too
you.
heavy. I don't got no sandbags either.
I got you. I
But
got you.
yeah. So then we did a fake zoom in, fake digital zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty easy, bro. I used some haze,
I see.
that
Yep.
little
I can see
aerosol
the
can.
Yep, I can see it right in there.
You can actually see the light stand too.
Oh, can you
Uh,
really?
yeah, if you go through. Oh, maybe I cut it out.
You
But on
probably
the
cut
on
it
the
out.
real video, you can see it.
I got you.
And I was like, dang, I didn't see that because I only got the monitor or whatever. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see like kind of like some God rays on that practical light right there.
Yeah, no, I see it right there. And then slightly some
Yeah,
over here starts to get, but no, I
yeah.
see it right over here. No, these are fire, man.
Thanks, bro.
Hey, bro. Like I said, you always keep me motivated, bro. Always keep me inspired.
Thanks, man. They already kind of got like a tone there, so it was easier to do that. So I just told them I was like, "Wear red," because I know we was gonna use this green couch, and that's a complementary color.
That's fire. That's
So
fire.
we just roll with that, and then she wore green.
That's
That's it.
fire. That's dope, man.
Appreciate it, man. But thanks for having me on, dog.
Most definitely, bro. Most definitely, man.
Cool.
But all right, bro. I ain't gonna hold you up no more.
All
Appreciate you
right,
hopping
man.
on with me, man. It's been real.
Yep. Peace.
All right, bro. Peace. Oops. All right, so real quick, I'm just gonna close this out. I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you tune into this one, I know it was a little bit different. I wanted to see, kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit. Like I said, super excited about the upcoming short film that we're gonna be filming this weekend. It's called Studio 127. So you guys will probably be seeing that released in the next month or so. But we have a super solid cast, super solid team. We're gonna be filming this one, and I'm extremely excited about it. Super, 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 super looking forward to getting out there and really kind of putting creative juices, to work. I appreciate Quinton once again for hopping on and dropping a lot of knowledge, giving me some additional ideas, and thank you guys as always for tuning in. So this is a little bit short, cutting a little bit short tonight, about a half hour short from our standard 2 hours, but it's been a good one. Hope that you guys enjoyed some of the content tonight. I know it was a lot more informative, more so than it was kind of visual tonight. But we'll be back to our normal schedule, flow of things. Tuesday. I think Tom's got a in studio photo session that we're gonna be working on, and then we're gonna be filming short film this upcoming weekend, and then we'll be back Tuesday in April with some additional new content. So probably jump back in first couple weeks, do some live edits, and then we'll do some live in studio stuff later in the month. But without any further ado, I'm not gonna hold you guys any longer. Thank you as always for tuning in. Thank you guys for supporting. Um, and just keep a lookout. Spare time footage. We're making waves this year. We're getting in front of everything and everyone as much as possible. So appreciate you guys again. Thank you sincerely. And until the next one, we'll be out, man. So, yeah, wrong button there. But